Peace. Cool up. Think fast. You gotta play the game to change the game. You gotta play the game to change the game. I repeat, you gotta play the game to change the game. But also where I'm going with this is a lot of us in the melanated community, you know, we look at some of the folks like Oprah and at one time Jay-Z and all these, you know, entertainers, you know, be looked at as sellouts, you know, like Uncle Tom's, like, oh man, you know, they with the Illuminati, that ignorance. But you know, which rightfully so, because matter of fact, when I say ignorance, I'm clowning, because I'm clowning myself, because I was into that ignorance at one time myself, at least as far as like just like anybody and everybody was the Illuminati at one time, you know. But like these people are called Uncle Toms and this and that, and you gotta realize though, in order to change the game, you gotta play it. So like, say for instance, I'm pretty sure Bill Russell could have been called, like, you know, in the hood, they're like, oh man, Uncle Tom, you gonna play basketball with them white boys, this and that, oh man, you Uncle Tom, man, this and that. But he had to play the game to change the game. You know, you see, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nat Turner. Well, on the movie too, where they displayed that perfectly, where he had to play the game to change it. They had him reading the Bible, going all across to the different plantations, reading the Bible. But in order to you know, to change the game, he had to play it. So yeah, he read from the Bible, but then he reading Bible verses that speak out on the things that slave masters do. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, like using the game to change the game. You know what I'm saying? Like. So, you know, with all that, and then too, you gotta realize too, because I started to realize it more once I like started moving more towards my soul purpose, and I started seeing like, all right, yeah, like I might do a movie, I might, you know, because I'm like, you know, we stars expanding, you know, we're here to be. We're not here to say, well, everybody might think I'm Uncle Tom, so I'm not gonna do this. Like, no, like matter of fact, like. And that's the thing too, like why would anybody stop their life for somebody else anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like of course, all right, even if some of these people, and that's another thing too, maybe some of these people may be being Uncle Tom, so, you know, to each his own. Do what you gotta do then. If that person's being an Uncle Tom, then you raise yourself up to, you know, to be that high vibration for people to go to instead of going to the Uncle Tom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about you sitting at your crib and just bashing that person with your mouth. Because another thing was happening too on the law of attraction situation with money and abundance. If you find yourself like doing everything else right, and I say do, but you seem like you're doing everything right but still not getting, that's one of the reasons too you still holding that mind frame of that people with money are snobbish and evil, or Uncle Toms, or they don't give back, or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not thinking about, hey, like as I accumulate my cash, and with my cash I do good with mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not thinking about it like that. You're looking at it from that perspective, and that's what's stopping it from coming. Because your subconscious like, well, shit, I ain't gonna give you no money if you feeling like that. Because obviously, because the thing about it like this, if you look at somebody and you see that you feel like you don't want to be them, the universe, it does what you want. So like, if you don't like rich people, or you looking at them some kind of way, the universe is gonna make sure you don't become one of those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you know, in more ways than one. You know, because I tell people like, you know, ain't nothing wrong with abundance. You know, everything is neutral until you take it and do something with it. You know, like, I mean, and to take people who do righteous things for example. Like, you know, like if you want to, like if you just find it hard to like see, I mean, try to go look up and see what Bob Marley was doing with money, or what his son's doing with the money now, you know, like, because that's Rastafari, you know what I'm saying? Like, see how righteous people moving with their money, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you are having trouble to find like a model, a money role model, so to speak, you know. But and man, I went on a tangent so much. I forgot where I was. All right, this is a real. All right, I was just talking about. Oh, Uncle Tom. you gotta play the game to change the game. You know what I'm saying? Like any entertainers, you know what I'm saying? Where they only book them big time gigs and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Where they gotta play the game, they gotta get their revenue up, they gotta get their name out there. So they, in order to make different type of moves now that they got things straight, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, first coming up, in which even I was given, and I always keep it real though. I never, even in my ego, I never really judge people. But from an ego level, I'm looking at, I'm like, oh man, Jigga probably part of the Illuminati, this and that, man. Look at him, man. You know. But then, like, you know, really kind of peeping game that, like, especially recently, like a year or so ago, I started peeping. Like, all right, now I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen the chess game in it. And that's the thing, what I always tell y'all, is a chess game, you know what I'm saying? You know, so when you go to Uncle Tom and this and Uncle Tom that, and why they do this, man, why they, you know, you wouldn't have never seen Bill Russell or Obama, you know. A little kid would have never been born into a world with a black president if Obama wouldn't have sold out. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, too, where you just realize, man, like, just stop. And two, where people with everybody are agent. This person an agent, he an agent. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure not too long after, like, my YouTube channel start growing, like, I'd probably be thrown under the bus as an agent some kind of way. That's why you know to just live, like, just do you know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna, you know, talk about you regardless. You know, you could save a family of 10 from a burning building, and somebody gonna point at your shoes and say, man, but your shoes was untied when you did. That wasn't perfect. You know, like, somebody gonna find a way to talk, but, you know, you gotta play the game to change the game, you know what I'm saying? And to an extent, too. You don't have to play the game in the essence of, like, oh, I have to get a haircut and I have to wear a suit, you know, to get where I'm going. But I do keep it real and say, especially for people in the past though, for people growing up in the past though, that may have been more true, because, you know, the constructs was just tighter, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like well, Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Which is more on a soulful level. I don't think he consciously said, I'm gonna dye my skin white so I can appeal to everybody. But, you know, but on a soulful level, I'm pretty sure his soul was feeding him that intuitively, like, to change the skin. And it just helped the bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it played the game to change the game, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, you know? Like, as a matter of fact, because I thought about it too, like, the only only person I could think of that changed the game from the sideline is that Cubs fan that that caught that baseball in that little game, you know, the dude with the glasses or whatever. That's the only person I could think of that changed the game from the sideline, you know. But, in which, I mean, I'm pretty sure they got other little examples, and I'm just kind of being facetious, because in the context of what I'm really speaking from, you know, no, you can't really, you know, change the game from the sideline. But in the context of an actual game, you know what I'm saying, in some cases, you know, you possibly could, you know. But in this situation, you know, it's all about, you know, playing the game to change it. And again, though, it's not the extreme, because you don't have to, you know, but just playing some parts of it. Because, say, for instance, I'm not in the game on cutting my hair and doing all that, but I got a bank account, you know, things of that nature. You know, like, I'm dealing with Babylon some type of way, you know what I'm saying? I got a phone, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? It's dealing with Babylon on some type of level, you know what I'm saying? But it's being in the game to change it, you know what I'm saying? Roster brethren's out there, you know, dealing in Babylon, you know, getting the manifesting that abundance so they could, you know, change this Babylon, you know. So just keep that in mind. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibe rate. The rate at which we're vibing. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. right now. And I just, again, want to leave on them notes of, man, like, you know, all that old Uncle Tom and Oprah don't do this and all those people don't do that, man. Put yourself in them people's shoes. Or at least the only time you should, which, you know, when you're coming from the ego, you're not going to be logical. But, you know what I'm saying, the only thing that really makes logic, if you want to question stuff on that, is really put yourselves in them, in their shoes. And if after you put yourselves in them, in their shoes, and you kind of still see where you're not, you know, you can't really see yourself doing certain things or whatever the case may be, then cool. But, you know, again, like, these people, you know, it's bigger than Nino Brown, man. It's a chess game out here in this spiritual warfare streets. But I'm out. Oh, thanks for all. Peace.